Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Maria from Under the Night Moon, here today to bring you my third gift tag set workshop where we are going to make the most fun interactive gatefold Marie Antoinette card. And this is so much fun. It's a card, it's a gift. It could also just be something fun for you to keep in your craft room, a gift. There are just so many fun things that you can do with this today. So let me show you. You can see they're all already made and ready to go. I'm going to show you everything you need to make this card. It's a gatefold. Everything you need to make is included in this bag, and we are using the absolutely amazing papers. These are her new papers on the back from the Pixie Dust files. They are absolutely stunning. These architectural, shabby, gorgeous papers in the pastels. And then the other paper that we are using are the Pink Palace papers that she made just for me as a gift in my Etsy shop. And if you watched my last video, you would have seen the video where I showcased the papers, but I told you more was coming because these papers are so absolutely beautiful. The hardest thing was choosing which one I was going to use for this kit today, I tell you. She gives you so many in the kit. Everything will be linked down below. Kits or links to her absolutely gorgeous papers, links to her shop. I highly recommend you go and you check out her absolutely gorgeous digital art papers. They are the finest on Etsy. Take your time, look through everything because each one is so absolutely gorgeous. Okay, and then I will leave the link down below for the ones that she made for me as a gift, which still blows my mind. The beauty of them and that she's just that beautiful of a person. And yeah, okay, so like I said, everything you need to make this gatefold card comes in this kit. This is my prototype, and I'm also going to be using prototype paper, which means I didn't have it on the right when I printed, because these are all printed double-sided, so I'm just trying to save paper. I know you guys won't mind. Of course, yours are absolutely perfect in the kit. So yeah, so the gatefold card, let me show you. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen my little reel that I did, but basically you get this ribbon, which is attached with a beautiful Anna Griffin paper, which I love, and then the gatefold opens like a gate. That's why they call it the gatefold. If you're not familiar, you might be already. And then when you open, here is our super fun interactive Marie. She's on a little string, and you could flip it over and write a special little message there, or you could use this whole space here to write your message. How fun. And you can see she's got vintage sequined flowers, millinery, gorgeous little satin leaves, feathers, a golden crown down below. Here's some beautiful ruffled laces, some vintage fringe. Just so much fun, right? Ta-da! So let's get started making this really fun card. And I did receive a request for one that's a little bit more advanced. It's a little bit advanced. This is not difficult at all. Absolutely any age group could make this card. Even I always love teenagers making things like this. Even young girls could make this as well. 6, 7, 8, all of those ages. They might need just help folding the paper, which I'm going to show you. But I will say that Debrina always makes, Debrina from the Pixie Dust files, right? She's the artist. She always makes her papers so that you can fold them for journals. So she gives you a fold line. And you can see it's that darker line in the center. Now resized these so that it would make a fun little card for us. But we are going to use this fold line to our advantage for the gatefold, which means there is no measuring, which I like. And basically, all we're going to do is sort of warm up the paper a little, right? Just kind of give it a little curl on each side, and you're just going to bring the left side into the fold line, but you're not going to press down. You're just going to line it up. And if you have the grid mat, which I do recommend one of these, and just hold it there with your fingers, not too, you want to firmly hold it. Then you're going to bring the other side, and we're just bringing it to that center fold line, and that's going to give us the gatefold. The other thing that you're going to do before you fold is make sure that your top and bottom aren't hanging, off kilter like that. Okay, that's why we just kind of warm the paper up a little bit so it knows exactly where so it goes where you want it to go, right? So we're just going to bring that into the center. We're going to bring the other one in the center, making sure the top and the bottom looks good. Use your fingers to hold it down. Once you like the way it looks, you're going to press. It will be easier for you because you won't have that stripe there, but yeah, so once you like the way it looks, go ahead and give it a nice press. If you have a bone folder, you could use your bone holder here. If you don't, you could use a pencil. Even just the side of your finger works just fine, like so. And there you have your gatefold. So fun. So fun. You could just give it a flip. Maybe give it another press here. I do like the bone folder because it makes it nice and flat, which is professional looking, and also it does work well in terms of just I don't know, there's just something about making the crease with the bone folder, which if you use one, you'll know what I mean. If you don't, I highly recommend you go pick one up. They're not that expensive. This one I got on Amazon. Okay, so the other thing we're going to do is make sure we have glue. I do have hot glue, which I always recommend hot glue, but if you don't like hot glue, definitely grab some Fabri-Tac. The Aleene's will also work as well. You just need extra drying time. I do like Aleene's, but I'm going to go with the hot glue and the Fabri-Tac. Always a sharp pair of scissors that will cut ribbon and lace. And what else do we need? I think that's it. Then what you're going to do is, well, you need a little box to put all of the pieces in. This kit comes, oh, and sorry to interrupt really quickly, but Noreen, if you're watching, this one is for you. Yes, so this kit comes with 2 bags. You get one, and let me just show you. Sorry for the glare. The one with the stars is the finishing touches. Isn't it fun? It looks like Maria's pointing towards like all the fun things. And then the larger one has the laces, ribbons, the string, which we're going to use. So open these up and put them in a little box like so, a bowl, so that you have everything at the ready and nothing will roll off your desk. It's always just a good idea to have this ready to go. Okay, so the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to work on the palace floor right here. And the reason why we're doing that first is because when we go to attach Marie, we want her feet to come right to the floor, like so. So that way, when you close the card, you see the little crown, you see the little feather, but you're like, ooh, what's in there? And then, ta-da! Right? Isn't that fun? Okay, so the first thing we're going to attach are our laces, and we've got 2 ruffled laces. I do like to layer, and then we've got this gorgeous French embroidered beautiful beautiful ribbon. So we've got that. We've also got the ribbon for our bow and the other finishing things. But we're not going to get ahead. We're going to start with these 2 first. And I like to layer. So the first one we're going to put down is this ivory colored one. And this is where a good sharp pair of scissors will come in handy, just in case I gave you extra. So you're going to go back to the gatefold, and basically you're going to keep everything right within this center area, because if you get lace and glue on the fold here, it's not going to fold nice. So we want to make sure we stay right in these lines here. The other thing we're going to do is make sure we have our lace going the right way. Sometimes these are hard. I usually go by this stitching on this one. The stitching is really, you know, uglier on one side, and this side you can barely see it. So that's how I know. And before I glue anything, I'm going to measure and make sure I know where it's going. And then if I have any like tattered edges like that, I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. Just going to straighten it up a little bit. Even it up to the edge like so. And I'm going to just kind of even that up there as well. Then when it comes to the glue, I'm just going to stay on the inside of that fold line. And I'm going to go ahead and put the glue down. You can do a little at a time, or you can do the whole row. I'm going to do the whole row so we don't have a 3-hour video, but take your time with the glue, everyone. Glue is very forgiving. You can always let it dry and peel it off. You can just do a little at a time. So once you have that down, go ahead and fold and make sure everything's nice and smooth. Right, staying on the inside like so. And then we're going to do the pink one, and the same for the pink. One side the stitching is very visible, and the other side it blends really nicely. Again, we're gonna just snip any uneven edges, and actually we're gonna measure. We're gonna put this right on top of the stitching line of the ivory one. And I'm going to just hold that down and kind of measure. I'm staying inside the fold. And if you have to keep folding it, that's a good way to check. And you're going to bring it across. Now this one I have a little bit extra here, so I'm just going to hold it down, keep my finger right here, and I'm going to pick it up right where my finger was, and I'm going to go ahead and snip. And even if you know, even if this isn't that perfectly straight, it doesn't matter. You just want to make sure you got the pink showing for the, you know, no one's going to be staring at it making sure your pink lace is perfect, you know what I mean? So again, we're going to just add the glue, and if you don't, you can always go back and add, you know, if you don't add enough, you can always go back. And then we're going to line this up. Take your time. I'm going faster, like I said, just because I don't want it to be so long where you get bored. Again, just gonna fold, make sure everything folds nicely. So pretty already. I love this pink, 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 pink. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is our gorgeous, gorgeous French ribbon here. And again, we're going to cover up the stitching, and what I like to do is kind of just line it up in the center here, the stitching line for the center of here. So I'm going to come down a little bit and put it sort of right there, you see? So I'm not putting it up here or here. We're going to just go right on top of that stitching line, because basically that's what we want to hide with this beautiful, beautiful, isn't that gorgeous? Just love. Again, because this one is a little bit longer, I'm going to go back and make sure I'm at my fold line. Can you guys see? Should I come down a little bit? Okay, so now you see right there, there's the fold line. And I'm even going about 1/8 of an inch inside the fold line. I'm going to put it right on top of that. I'm going to bring it down, making sure we are straight. Again, even if it's not perfectly, it's okay, because we're going to be adding ribbons. Everyone's going to be looking at Marie anyway. Okay, so again, I have a little bit extra. I'm gonna find my fold line so I know where to trim, which is right here where my finger is, and I'm gonna go ahead and just give that a snip like so. Doesn't matter if this is a little tattered here. I actually like that. Sometimes I purposely will tatter it just to give it that really fun shabby look. And for this one, we're gonna add a little bit of extra glue because this is many layers. You can see how the peach color has been woven through the gold, and then this thicker gold is woven around several times. So we want to really make sure we get enough glue. So this one I'm going to go down in sections, and you can see there's a good amount there. Again, about 1/8 of an inch inside the fold line, right on top of the stitching, like so. And I'll just hold that down. Don't press too hard or the glue will come up through the threads, which is not pretty. So you don't need to press hard. The glue will work. You just got to give it a little time. Or it could burn your fingers, right? You don't want that to happen either. And so now we're just slowly putting this across, making sure we're going nice and straight. Yeah, so you don't need to press hard. That big bang was my, I keep my glue gun on a tile and it fell. So there we go, staying inside the fold line, like so. So pretty. Look everybody, we're almost done. Even though this kit is a little bit more advanced, it's not hard to make at all. Okay, now we're going to put the fringe on the sides. Now, inside your package is one long piece. And so when you get the long piece, and maybe I'll just show you real quick, because like I said, I am using up like my scraps. Oops. But let me show you. All I'm doing is, so you're gonna have a piece like this in your, in your bag. So you're just going to bring it over here, because all you need is one piece on each side of the gatefold. And you can see mine aren't perfect. Again, don't worry if it doesn't come out exactly perfect, because Marie is the star of the show. So what you're going to do here is line it up again right on the inside of the fold. Once you know where, come to the edge, you're just going to cut. I didn't cut it for you because, you know, I want you to be able to do some of the things, right? And I'm going to show you, this is easy to trim. So you're going to go ahead on the inside of the fold, you're going to put down your glue, just a little bead of glue, and you're going to put this down. Again, just lay it down. You don't have to press or pull. It'll go right where it's supposed to go. Just give it a light tap. So you see I have a little coming off. That's such an easy fix, which is why I didn't cut it for you. You just flip it over and just trim. Being careful that you don't cut the paper, okay? You just want to trim the excess. And if you're doing this with teenagers or young people, that's a good exercise for them. And look, isn't that gorgeous? I love this kit so much. I dreamt about this design for like the past 2 weeks, just because I knew I wanted to do Marie Antoinette, but she had to be really fun. And I think this is really fun. Let me know in the comments if you think so too, because I just love it. Okay, so another way you can do this without cutting first, again, find your fold. So you're going to go on the inside, you're going to run your bead of glue, and you're going to just gently place this in like so, obviously making sure it's level. And you can use the bottom of the paper. You don't want to press your finger on it too much. It'll go in the glue very easily. If you press on it, it might get kind of wobbly. So just very gently, and then you can just like the other side, trim the excess. Again, a very good you know, hand-eye coordination thing for young people. But isn't that fun? Oh, I just love it so much. Okay, now let's see. Let's finish the bottom half here, and then we will get to the Marie Antoinette. So the next thing we're going to do is attach the crown. The crown is going to go first, then we're going to do the pink bow, then we're going to put the little pearly piece on top to hide the crown, or to hold the crown, but yet we're also going to kind of hide. I like to just finish off my bows with a little something something. So in the kit, you are going to receive the gold thread here to thread the crown. And really all that is just some of this. You can get it all hobby stores. It's like the Christmas ornament stuff. I love it because it's stretchy, which is just easy to work with, especially if your hands, you know, like I have chubby hands, so it's easy for me to work with. So you're just going to thread this through your crown, put the tops together. I hope you can see everything good. And another thing I like about the stretch is because you can kind of pull it to get a little extra room. Now I gave you all a pretty good size piece. You're going to also make sure the crown is facing you. One side has the really beautiful etching and the other side is just straight gold. So you want to make sure you have the pretty side facing up. And then you're going to tie a knot. And this is where you can kind of pull it a little bit. Before you pull your knot, you're gonna kind of push the knot towards the what do you call it? Like the ring here, so that the knot is right above the ring. That way it hangs perfectly, like so. Take your time. And all you have to do is not pull until you have the knot right at the bottom there. That's the best way to do that. Okay, so once you have that done, set it aside. Then you're going to get the pink and gold ribbon here. And you're going to do about maybe 2 inches. You're going to make your loop. I'm just going to make a bow. Like so. Pull the ends until you got it where you like it. And then I like to fuss with bows, making sure that the end parts are on the bottom, the loops are nice, like so. And as soon as I get it to where I like it, I'm going to go ahead and trim a little bit. This is totally up to you. And you're going to put the bow right in the center here where the fold line was. So that's an easy place right there. Like so. And you just need a little dot of glue. If you're working with the Fabri-Tac or the Aleene's, just hold it down. Even hot glue, you should hold it down for a second because you want to make sure the glue goes in the fibers of this French ribbon. That way it's really secured on there. You don't want a wobbly bow that's gonna come off. Now hot glue dries super fast. Like I said, if you're using this, just hold it for a little bit longer. And I will take a slug of my coffee. I hope you all are having a good day. I hope you're having fun. If you've made these kits with me, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. I hope they're not boring or you know, anything like that. So far, everyone has left me the nicest, most beautiful feedback and compliments. I'm just super thankful for everyone. Okay, now we're going to attach the crown right here, and you can see the knot is just below the knot for the bow. The knot on the crown is just below the knot for the bow, right? Knot for the crown is just below the knot for the bow. So all we're going to do is line up that little knot just below, and the reason we want it below is because once we glue the strings down, it will swing. You see? Now, if you want, you can have it longer. Me, I just want a little bit of it showing so that the person is kind of like, ooh, what's that? And if you see here, right, just a little bit, like the same with the feather, just a little bit. Okay, so let's glue this down, but before we glue it down, we want to make sure that we have our pearly piece ready to go. And the reason we do that is because we are going to use the glue twice, and I'll explain what that means. So we're going to put a lump of glue, we're going to press this in, then we're going to add another dot of glue, then we're going to put that on top. So we're going to do like a 2-in-1. Before you glue though, make sure, and you can see here I got the crown just to the ivory lace, so that's a good way to measure, right? Just like so. And then once you like it, hold it down. Oops. Always check the top of your glue and make sure it's clean before you. Don't just wing it with dirty, right? You just always keep an eye on that. So again, we're just going to line it up, taking our time with the glue, making sure it's just where we like it. And then we're going to glue right on top of the strings. And then we are going to take this piece and press it in the glue. Now, hot glue is hot. My fingers are very used to it, but if your hands are not, you can always use one of these. And I do like to hold it for a few seconds just to make sure, again, the glue is getting into the fibers of the ribbon. All right. So you can go ahead and clean that up if you have glue strings, or you know, just check and make sure it's nice and clean. Now you're going to just cut these right off. Some of my projects, I don't mind them. Other projects, I don't want to see them. This one, I definitely want it nice and free because we want Marie to look like she's dancing the night away in her palace. Okay, so the next step is actually the Marie. And let's get everything ready. Oops. Let's see, we have our string to hang. Let's get, what should we do first? I think we should add the string first, because then we can embellish her hair. And then, yeah, let's do that first. So you're gonna take the white string and you're gonna do the same as you did with the crown. Thread it through. Each Marie has a little tiny baby hole, and it's actually right between the feathers because I wanted the pink feather to show. I don't know if you can see the pink feather there. That was key in which Marie I was going to use. There's a lot of images out there, but I really like this one. I thought it matched these papers the best. Okay, same thing as the crown. Don't pull it until you know you want the knot to be right above where you threaded it. So just very gently, you can slide it down. Don't pull it until you know. As soon as you like where it is, then you can pull it tight. Not too tight because you don't want to rip, right? It's just paper. But basically you want that so she swings. So take your time with that step. Okay, so now that you've got your string threaded, let's go ahead and attach the feather. Everybody got a feather and they're all about the same size. Each feather has a little tiny quill at the bottom, and what you're going to do with the feather is you're going to put the quill right where the pink feather starts, right there. And that's going to hide all of this, right? Just like that. So actually it's in between the two feathers, like so. Okay, and all you're going to do is a little dot of glue, just enough to hold the feather down. You don't want a ton of glue. And we are going, let me show you here. We are going right here with the glue, right below the notch. And you don't need a lot of glue to hold the feather, because we're going to be putting the flower and the other things on top. And you're just going to press the little quill inside. And if it didn't come out, you can do this part again, like so. Isn't that fun? Okay, keeping your string to the side. Now we are going to attach the leaves and the little flower. And the leaves, in each bag, there's only one of each leaf. I just kind of threw these in my bucket. So go ahead and get your leaves ready. And you've got a darker pink and a lighter pink. These are from Hobby Lobby, in case you're wondering where the leaves came from. And I like the darker one on top. That's just to kind of accentuate the roses. And for this, what I like to do is actually, I'm going to put glue on the leaf, on the very bottom part of the leaf. Where's my pencil? Again, I'll show you right here. You're just going to put a little dot of glue. And sometimes the Fabri-Tac is better for this because you have more time to wiggle it around, but basically you're just going to put that leaf right up and down in between the two feathers, exactly the way it looks on here. And then the pink one, you're going to offset just a little to the right, as you can see there. So let's do the pink one next. Again, you're just going to put a little dab of glue and just offset it to the right, like so. See, this isn't hard at all. Isn't it fun? People are going to not believe you made this. Okay, and we're almost done. It's so fun. Okay, now you're going to go and find the little flower that I made for you. These I made ahead of time just because it was little, and I didn't want you to be fussing with little tiny things. I also fussy cut the Marie because sometimes this can be difficult, especially with her fan. So, and then I edged it with the pink lipstick, right? I just put a little color on there just to kind of match her to the papers. Okay, so now we're going to take the little flower. This is a vintage millinery flower. And we're going to, again, just put a little dab of glue. Can't mess this part up. And you're just going to put the flower on the bottom of the leaves, like so. And this you're going to want to hold down, especially with all the glues. You just want to really make sure that you're getting glue down to the leaves and also to the paper underneath. And so once you've held it there for about 10 seconds, give it a little tug, make sure, give your feather a slight tug. Everything looks good. And ta-da! She is done. Now the last part is just the little vintage sequined flower here. And mine is just a little bit broken. Like I said, I'm just trying not to waste since this is a prototype. And you're going to put it right in the center, although you can put it wherever you like. If you want it up higher, you can put it higher. If you want to go to Michael's and add, let me tell you, this card, you can add flowers all along the bottom. You can go to Michael's and get rhinestones and decorate this whole theater up. I mean, you can have a lot of fun, trust me. I didn't want to make it too elaborate. You know, I want to make sure everybody can make this. Plus, it can't be, you know, a $50 tag thing. But if it's for you and it's a special gift, you can have you can have so much fun. So much fun. Okay, now we're going to attach Marie to the card. And you can see all I did, let me see if I can move this, is attach a little piece of, this is dictionary paper that I used a punch for, and I just folded it over to hide. So let me show you. And actually each bag comes with a piece of this dictionary paper. This is the punch I used, but the piece I have right here is not the same size, so I'm cutting it so that it's the same size as what you guys have in here. I hope that made sense. Okay, so what you're going to do is get your Marie, and you can see here she's lined up right over the fold line so that her skirt just dances over the palace floor. So that's what we want to do here, is make sure that she comes right to the palace floor like so, and put her right over the fold line right there, which I think is perfect. Before you glue, always double check and make sure it's just where you want, and I like that right there. And soon as you hold it down, you're going to take the string move the feather very gently out of the way and just add a little bit of glue. Then you're going to take the rounded part of your dictionary paper and place it right over on top like so. Be real careful with your feather, but feathers are pretty forgiving. You can, so you see how we did that? We just pressed it right into the thing. Now you see, look, she's a little too high up. But I'm gonna just give this a little pull, or okay, no, she's good. That's why you really want to double check and make sure. And you can see that she goes side to side like that. But even not, again, it's not like someone's going to be staring at your card. You know, you definitely don't want her up here, but I don't think you will make that mistake. And even if you did, I'm sure you have book pages at home that you could cut a little oval out, okay? It's not that, you know, worst case scenario, the little oval got damaged. But honestly, as long as you make sure she's over the fold line and above your bows, you're good. Isn't that cute? I just love everything about okay, this card. So now what we're going to do is turn it over, and because she's already glued down, we're going to cut this extra string off. And I'm going to do about a half an inch down, just to make sure. I don't want to go right along the top. I really want to make sure I've got some extra. You're going to pull the little bits down into the glue like so. Then you're going to take your book page, and I think this one's a little bit bigger because my punch wasn't working, but you'll see when you open your bag, yours is much smaller. Very, very nonchalant like so. You can always give your little feather of fluff, make sure it's pretty, and then when you close, you see how just a little is there, a little is here. So fun. Yes. Okay, everybody, now we are just, this is the last part, and what we're going to do is attach the ribbon. Now you don't have to, okay, but the reason we attach the ribbon, and again making sure the right side is facing up, I'm just kind of getting rid of glue off my fingers. There's a shiny side and a not very shiny side. We want to make sure that the shiny side is facing up. Now we're gonna, this is where a ruler or any straight edge will work for your advantage here. You just want to make sure that it's in the center. And where is that ruler I had? Right here. So this is just 12 inches. So, right? No, this is only 10 inches. Okay, well, we're just going to make sure that the 5 is in the center. That's all. We're going to find the center, making sure this is straight. Find the center, making sure you've got the same amount on each side. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. But what we want to do is find the center. Once you have the center, and it's going to take a minute. You don't have to rush. I think a lot of times with crafting, you have to take your time. And it's when you rush is when you usually make mistakes, or if you're tired. So make sure that you're well rested. You know, you've got everything organized, ready. You've got a drink or maybe some classical music I always like to listen to when I'm crafting. Yeah, so just make sure that you're ready to go, and then that you've got the center here. I'm going to slide this down just a little bit. I'm not gluing anything, but I am going to find the 5 again because that's the center. I'm going to move the ruler and make sure it's, you know, where I like it to be. And you can see this flower here. I might just pull it down a little bit so we're not covering the flower. But I don't know if we're going to be able to get past that or not. But either way, all we're going to do now is glue our really beautiful little Anna Griffin paper tab over the ribbon like so. But again, we're just going to make sure it's where we like it. This is fine. You know, really we're just attaching this so that when we go to tie the bow, it's easier because the ribbon isn't, you know, falling. It's just a lot easier to tie. Plus, when it's closed up, it's like a little gift, and then they have to open it. And so if the ribbon is attached, it's a lot easier for them. Okay, so now we're just going to put a dot of glue where our center is. And if you took your time and really made sure, kind of go in a little, you know, about the size of a dime. I made sure everyone's little tab here has flowers, so make sure the flowers are going in a pretty direction. Place it down, and then once you have it where you like it, give it a firm press. Like so. I highly recommend everybody sign their piece down here and put the date when you created it. Just because things that are signed always are worth more. Plus, it's always fun for people to look back and say, oh wow, it was 2024 when that was made, right? That's always fun. Okay, now all we're gonna do is tie our bow. This one is a little bit shorter. Again, I'm using pieces from my stash, but everyone's piece in the kit is a little bit longer. So anyway, there we go. Oops. And then obviously make sure that your ribbon isn't twisted. Now you can glue the ribbon straight across. I don't like to do that because glue will sometimes come through the ribbon and make it look ugly. With glue, less is more. You know, you just want to hold it down. And so before you tie, I guess you can always just flatten it with your fingers, which is what I should have done, but I'm talking while I'm working. And it's not that much to just untie it and redo it either. That only takes a few seconds. And that's it. Ta-da! It's done. Now again, like I said, you can add so many more things. You can add trims and rhinestones all along here. You can really, and let me show you what the doors will look like, because this is throwing me off a little bit. Like I said, yours are all printed perfectly, making sure that's straight. You know, you can hang larger jewels from the ribbons on the outside here. It's really just up to you in terms of how much you want to decorate. You can certainly leave it just like this. This would make such a fun gift for anyone who loves just fun gifts, unique gifts, handmade gifts, etc. So that concludes the flip through. That concludes our workshop, everyone. I hope you had fun. These are all already listed in my Etsy shop. The reel is on Instagram. Links for all the papers if you want to go see her new collection of papers. This is one of them, absolutely stunning. Go visit the Pixie Dust files. Of course, links are down below. Links to this kit will be down below. Leave your comments, everybody. I love to hear from you. Thank you all so much who've already commented. And just have a really great day. Happy crafting. Have fun. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to leave me questions down below. And just have fun, everyone. Thank you times a million trillion. Okay, see you in the next video, everyone. Bye for now.